Hi guys, Flisk here. Welcome to a video replay. 9.6 I believe. Well, the tanks. Or was it 9.7? I can't remember. T110E5 American Tier 10 heavy tank. As you can tell by the title, 6.3k damage. It's a bit of a heartbreak. I get a bit mad towards the end as well. I get a bit angry. May or may not be understandable because of what the AMX did or didn't do, but we'll discuss that as we go along. We got a lot of mediums. They're going to rush the hill. It's like, I'm fine with this. I don't really want to go on the hill anyway, to be honest. I would rather go my favourite place when I'm in a good heavy on this map, the 8 line. So I'm going to go down the 8 line. Now normally there's like a standoff brawl on either side of the 8 line, however, as you will see, the 8 line's completely clear. Which is something that doesn't always happen. You're watching on my viewpoint, by the way, so all of the camera movements that you see are what I did in-game, pretty much. So I'm just going to change the sound in a second. Again, if anyone knows how to fix that with Gnome Father's sound mod, let me know. So, KV4 against RKV4, IS4 and 110E5. This KV4's been a little bit stubborn, so I try and go for a turret shot here. I snatch it because I don't want to get hit by him and lose some early damage, lose some early hit points, and I just dunk it into the side of it. Whatever, it's a bad shot. Can't see the T57 heavy because of the pillars. I'm going to take a shot at the KV4. KV4 bounces, I pen the KV4, however a WZ131 puts a shot into my side. This isn't a problem. I will keep an eye on the WZ131. But I think he very quickly decides not to come back out at us, because for good reason, because we could two-shot him. I get spotted, obviously, and I decide, right, it's time for the T57 heavy to die. I put a shot in its side. He isn't doing a lot of damage to the IS4. He just hit him again, but considering how many shots he's fired at the IS4 is not too much damage. KV4 is dead thanks to the IS4. Tier 9 M53-55 spotted right there, holy crap. But we decided to keep going. He's got a long reload, we'll deal with the T57 heavy. We don't want the T57 heavy to escape and reload. So he's concentrating on the IS4, he's ignoring me completely. He's continuing to ignore me. I'm going to try and shoot his cupola. That one didn't go through, but if you look on the top of the tank, as I reload, see there, look? Red mark on the commander's cupola, so obviously I must have probably destroyed his observational device. So we finished with the T57 heavy. WZ120, I'm coming around his rear, should get a shot in. There we go, nice shot in the rear of the WZ. And we lost the hill. How the hell we lost the hill? And the E50M and T57 heavy are arguing with each other. I shoot the Rheinmetall. I don't think it responds. Oh, it destroyed my gun. I have to use a repair kit here, which is kind of like a oh shit moment. I hit the E50. E50 is a priority for me now. Our Leopard PTA kills the E50 by ramming it. It loses almost 600 health. Worst thing he could have possibly done ever. I could have killed the E50 really quickly. The Leopard PTA wouldn't have lost any more health as I put a shot into that WZ131 that shot me earlier. And the Leopard PTA could have, effectively won us the game by having an extra 600 odd health. It fires a shot down there, it takes a hit. That's an extra hit. I try and go for the FE4202. Instead I hit the IS7 sidearm. And now we've got 3 tanks here, but 2 of them are not going to be able to hold up against this. The Rheinmetall, Rheinmetall dies. IS4 set it on fire, I think, because it took an extra 1 damage afterwards. I see the I-7 go for this lower plate, but I see the artillery on low health. I don't want him to reload and get a kill, so I decide to go for that artillery. And showing the fantastic reload speed of this gun. I shoot the artillery, I turn, I shoot the Lorraine. The reload spin and gun is fantastic. I hang around here to shoot the sidearm of the IS-7, set him on fire for quite a few ticks. However, he does hit me because I stay a little bit back. And the AMX 1390 is on the free line and he's fucking about. E50 goes, AMX maybe join the fucking game. I agree entirely. He could have joined the game a lot earlier. This is the FE202, and while I do that, I get shot, I believe, in the cupola. So I'm thinking, okay, that FE402, FE215B can pen me really easily. He's got my top armour of my turret and my hull, so he can shoot onto me. So I'm really worried about him. But in hindsight, I should have probably worried more about the IS-7s. I got 4,300 damage so far. I see the FE's poking out again. I noticed that I took a ricochet from him. I'm going to shoot this IS-7. I track him and shoot the inside of his tracks. I roll a little bit low, but it's good damage on the IS-7. I look at the efficiency of the FV215B and I reckon that he's not that good, which is true. He's just shot me twice in a row with a ricochet and a no damage, so I'm not too worried about the FV so far. I back up because I don't want the FV to shoot onto me more, and in hindsight I probably shouldn't have, and I wouldn't have took that extra hit from the IS-7. But I'm concentrating, I want to get another hit in this FV. I don't quite reload in time, almost, but don't quite. I realise that the Lorraine unspotted, but he is like a Lorraine artillery out there. We've got two IS-7s, the FV left. I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome, and then I realise there's only me, the IS-4, and the AMX 1390. Put one into the side of the IS-7. Fantastic shot into the side of the IS-7's turret there. Both IS-7s are very, very low, but I'm also very low, and so is our IS-4. And this AMX has been taking the piss and not doing anything. I try and go for a shot where it penned, and the shot missed. I doubt it would have penned there anyway, probably would have ricocheted. E50 says load HE. I only just noticed this while I was watching the replay back earlier. I didn't notice that at the time, I was too busy trying to find a shot. So I take a shot at the FE215B. He immobilises me. I didn't penetrate, it dunked into his turret unfortunately. I pen him, and he kills me. If I'd have penned that first shot, if I'd have just aimed at his turret as lower on the hull, I would have killed him. I'm complaining at my team. I do rage a little bit here. Almost 6.5k damage, and hit loads of different tanks on their team. Took out 4 of them, and I'm like, what am I meant to do more? And the IS-4, I'll show you afterwards as well. The IS-4 did a fantastic job and tried his hardest. And it's 1390. I'm just going to pause here and activate the free camera. So the 1390 is in this position, okay? So he can see, and you see where that shot hits. That shot hits there, hits the hull of the FE215B. So from here, if I were the AMX 1390, and he's got, I believe he's got the 90mm, I can't quite tell though. I'll just go for the cupola. The FE215B's cupola is not the thickest in the universe, and from that distance it should be a nice easy shot. Can't see the hull, so there's no point aiming at the front turret with that gun, no point aiming at the side here because he'll just track him or not pen. So try and go for that cupola. I thought, at the time, I couldn't see the AMX, so I was obviously over there, so I didn't know, but the AMX was actually tracked. If he had a repair kit, he didn't use it. He might not have, his engine was also damaged, he might not have had a repair kit. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I did rage at him a little bit. I say side armour in chat, and that was mainly because I thought that he was either untracked or he had a repair kit, so I thought, like, you know, drive to the side of the FE because it just fired and pump a shot into him, but he didn't, unfortunately, and as you will see in a second, the FE finishes him off. And that is the end of that. AMX dies. The AMX 1390 took so long. He was around this area of the map here, the 2-3 line, for ages when all of this stuff over here was dead, and the only stuff was where we were fighting. There was absolutely no need for him to be there. And it was well, if it had supported a little bit earlier, you know, things might be different. If I'd have penned that FV with my first shot, things might have been different, because then I would have penned him with a second one after he tracked me and killed him before he killed me. A little bit unlucky. A little bit unlucky. So I'll just show you now the stats for that. So if I turn that off and turn that on, there we go. Cool. So these are the after game stats. I got Mastery Badge First Class, Fighter, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Bruiser. I got Confederate, unsurprisingly, and High Caliber, unsurprisingly. Without premium, I would have made 6.5k credits, firing no premium ammo, and a 1,000 base experience. I made 1,500 and 35k credits, respectively, with premium. I destroyed WZ-131, T-57 Heavy, M53-55, and the Lorraine 40 ton. And as you can see, we hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. We hit, I think that's, yeah, we hit 11 different tanks. So Confederate was very, very well earned. But actually, I think the important thing here is that we hit 11 tanks. Some of them multiple times. But we spread our damage out, maybe a little bit too much in some cases, but we did take 4 guns off the field. But I saw a lot of the enemy team, over 2/3 of the enemy team I saw and dealt damage to. There is, there's only so much you can do. This tank is not a brick wall. I can't take a massive pounding. If we go to the team score, I'll do it by experience. Obviously I earned top on my team. Props to the IS-4, he did almost 5k damage and he really, really held out there. There was, again, like, he did kind of a similar job to me. Well done, that IS-4. There was only so much we could do. And props to the Type 61 as well, 2,000 damage. And the KV-4 in the Tier 10 game, again, 1.3k, that's respectable. And then it just trails off. T-44 LTTB, 0 damage, okay, it's not the end of the world. T-92, it's Himmelsdorf, you can be forgiven for getting no damage in an RT in Himmelsdorf, to be honest. Their team, if we go by experience, yeah, their 2 IS-7s dealt a lot of damage. They were platooned, and between them they dealt about 8k, just over 8k between them, which was, like, ridiculous. And the rest of their damage was spread out quite evenly. If we go to the detailed report then, so we fired 24 shots, 22 hit, 18 penned. The gun on this tank is phenomenally good. Quick reload, great accuracy, great aim time, and it's just, with the decent turret traverse speed as well, you can keep your eye on the enemy, you can fire, and especially when people always worry about brawling with E100s, with brawling with mice, brawling with the IS-7s, IS-4s, what they don't realise, what they always fail to realise is that your reload against a lot of Tier 10 heavies, and against a lot of Tier 10s in general, is phenomenally quick. And if you hit them, and then they track you, or they bounce on you, you can hit them again before they can fire, and you're already 2 up, and if you both trade shots then after that evenly, in almost all cases you are going to win that trade-off. Especially in the T110E5, where troll bounces, even on the Cupola, are common. We took 11 shots, 6 penned, 5 non-pens, and we blocked 1.6k damage. Spied no vehicles, damaged 11 vehicles, destroyed 4, and we did 846 assist damage, probably due to tracking stuff. Yeah, we travelled down the 8 line and stayed there, pretty much. So you can see, yeah, ammunition in this tank. Fired 24 shots, and it's pretty much 1 and a bit thousand per shot on normal ammo, and if we die it's another 25k. That was a very, very quick battle. 6 minutes 33 seconds. Sorry, 7 minutes 33 seconds. Very, very quick and bloody brawl. So, I'm not sure what the message to take from this is. try not to rage as hard as I did, I guess. But I raged after I died, or well, just before I died, pretty much. So it didn't really impact my performance. I guess the team could have done a little bit better. I suppose in the case of that 1390, if you know that if they say there's the unspotted artillery, I think he was artillery hunting, and he did kill the artillery, I think, but I don't think it was the right thing to do. Especially on Himmelsdorf, if you can't see the artillery, they can't hit you, pretty much, for the most part, because they have to be, unless you're on the hill and they're down below, or something like that. If you cannot see them, if they do not have direct line of sight to you, they can't hit you because of all the high buildings. So you can worry about the artillery later, and especially when your team is against, it was like, what, me and the IS-4 versus like 2 IS-7s and an FE-215B all on low health. He could have quite easily, with one clip, cleaned up the 2 IS-7s, and almost, by that point we'd have either killed the FE or he would have killed it. So always just pay attention to the minimap, see where things are going and what's happening. If you're committed to a flank, fine, but if the other flank is failing, you need to push your flank. If you can turn back and help, do so. Always keep an eye on the minimap and support where possible. But yeah, I can't really complain. A fantastic game for me in terms of damage. It's a pity it wasn't the ×5. I got a decent game a few games later in the evening for my ×5 because it was the anniversary weekend. So it wasn't too bad. And I did make a couple of mistakes. If I hadn't have dunked that first shot into the FE right at the end, I followed it with a damaging shot, but if that first shot had damaged, I would have killed him before he would have fired. Potentially that could have won us the game, and in fact I think it would have won us the game because the AMX finished off the other IS-7 and the IS-4 I think killed the first one, I'm not sure. So really, like, I did cause us to lose, kind of. But, I'd like to think I did a pretty decent job in the first place. So I'm Flisk. Thanks very much for watching this replay. Like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and if you've got any comments or questions or suggestions, let me know. And if there is a particular tank you want me to review, or a particular tank you want me to play and record videos for, to show you, like, different things about the tanks, let me know. And if I have the tank, I've got quite a lot of tanks, if I have the tank, I will play it for you, and I will record for you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Until next time.